everybody. Matt here from Matt Likes Comics. Tonight it's Sunday night, and you all know what that means. It's time for the superhero show. Dun, dun, dun. Well, I'm welcome to everybody who's joined us tonight. I am extremely excited with tonight's show because we've got some great books being shown, and we've got some wonderful guests. Mike, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I hope everybody in the chat is doing great. And you and Stephen?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Stephen, how are you doing tonight? How was church for you?
Church was fine. I couldn't be happier if I was twins.
Mm-hmm. By the way, for those that didn't catch church today on the rerun, it was actually a lot of fun to watch. I had it on most of the day, in and out as I was doing work around the house. So pop off 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, just to make sure I go in. And I was glad to be in a position to watch a lot of it. I did miss a lot of yours, Stephen. I'm going to have to watch the rerun to catch your books, because you are probably one of the best parts of the church with your books every week.
Well, you're very kind. It was nothing old this time. It was modern Good Girl that I've just bought from Beta Ray Jim. His action auction, whatever he calls it, but Beta Ray Jim. And the kinds of books that he shows quite a lot, but he gets a lot of these variants and virgin variants and ratios, and that I never see, and he gets them all in, so they're all in one place. And the nice thing is that then he has each dollar you spend, you get one spot on the prize wheel. And every $100, he then adds more books, and there were like 18 free books that were up this last time, and I think I got 11 of them because cool. I dropped a couple $100. But a lot of the virgin variants that are like $15 to $20, he usually will have for like $12 or something. And so then I'll put together, if I buy 8 of them or something, that's like $100, and then I get 100 spots. And so it helps. That's cool. But so when you watch, that's what you will see.
That's awesome. So tonight, everybody, we're going to get to the chat in a minute, but tonight we are going to show books from Batman. Mike has brought Batman books. Stephen has brought The Atom, and I've brought some Avengers books, so that we get a nice little mix across the spectrum of every type of superhero that we can get.
Yes, we don't want to offend anybody. We want to.
I hope to offend everyone.
Oh, okay.
One of these days, when I get the full run, I'm doing too much coffee, man. I don't care. All right, so let's say hi to everybody in the chat. We've got Kane.
Hello, chat.
First. Andreas, always first.
And he says that if you enjoy Free Comic Book Day, I did. I managed to get myself a pile of books. Having my kids was great because everybody was limited at one store to like 5 each. So having my kids with me, they each wanted like 2 for themselves. So you get me 3 more, and you get me 3 more. Give me
It's good to have kids.
It is good to bring the kids with you. Free Comic Book Day, but anyway. So I hope everybody out there had one. Tan was by, and he was very kind to give me a super chat and then gift 5 memberships to the channel. Thank you very much, Tan.
Good job, Tan.
I hope you're still around. And he says he knew 3 of the 5 winners, so as Meatloaf would say, that ain't bad. Mark's Issues with Archie Comics is here.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Louis is here. Hi, Louis.
Louis.
Greetings.
Robbie Josephs, Matt, Mike, and Steven, the new Marvel Marching Society. Well, maybe.
Big Robbie.
Hi, Robbie.
Rob Saint is here. Hi, Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Rob.
Kenny Numbers. Good to see you.
Ken.
Brittany's here. Hi, Brittany.
Hey, Brittany.
Hi, Brittany.
Jeff Jack is here. Well, you made it, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Jeff.
Big Jeff.
The video has been recorded, but I haven't shown a lot yet. Jeff sent me a really cool AOK that will be on the channel in the next little bit. Trust me when I say it's amazing, and you're going to enjoy looking at it. Veronica's here. Good to see you, Veronica.
Hi, Veronica.
And Dope is here. Hi there, Dope. I'm
Hi,
glad
Dope.
to see you. And that's everybody at the moment. So since we've reached the point where the only thing to go is to the entertainment, Mike, you're up.
I'm up. All right. So since this new format that you did, so now I chose Batman for my character to show. So might as well start from the beginning. And that is Detective Comics 27. Oreos, anybody?
Nice.
That's the Oreo cookie reprint from 1984.
Very
Best I
good.
Very
can
cool.
afford for Detective 27.
It's still a copy.
It's still actually, this one's a really, really, really high grade, and it's not cheap, this one. If you get it, it's not cheap.
Very cool.
Next, I wanted to show a book that I did show in my video. It was gifted to me by the great legendary Robbie Josephs. Because of him, I got my hands on my very first Golden Age Batman, and that is Detective Comics 131. Definitely love it.
Nice.
Cool.
I was
That's
this
those are interesting masks.
I've
Yeah,
I've
this is
never
a
seen that book
he's
before.
I
the
hadn't seen that.
underground surgeon.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that book until you showed it. Robbie, yeah, that's a great gift.
It's a beautiful condition. When I got it, I opened it. I was so happy. It smelled fantastic. The problem with this is it's going to cost me a lot of money because now I want to get more into Golden Age Batman, and those are not cheap.
How well you
Well,
put it.
Robbie, thanks again. I know I told you many times, but thank you very much. Now, because I bought that, I had to get a brother. So my next acquisition, another Golden Age Detective Comics, and that is Detective Comics 116. And this one features Robin Hood, Batman Robin, and somebody that looks like somebody we know,
Friar
Friar
Tuck?
Tuck?
Friar Gentner.
Reach me.
No!
Oh,
No,
God, do
little
I
bit.
have that many jowls on me?
A little bit.
no.
Wow.
I
Only
wouldn't
kidding.
say so.
So this one is from 1946. Batman and Robin travel back in time to the time of Robin Hood, and it turns out he's more impressive as a marksman than Robin Hood.
Very cool.
Next one, another gift from Robbie that came in the same package. This is Detective Comics 301, and this one is such a stunning copy. Look, it just came off the press.
Very cool.
Nice book.
When Robbie
That
sends
is
gifts,
beautiful.
he sends gifts. He doesn't screw around.
He's amazing that way.
Yeah. Now, I am currently collecting all the first DC annuals. I have all of them except for Superman #1. So I did get the Batman annual
Wow.
#1.
It's a
There
great
was
annual.
There was a copy of Superman Annual 1 at the show Alan and I were at recently. It was in the make an offer pile, but it was a little too high grade. The offer that I would have had to make to get it probably would have been a little more than the cash I had on me at the time.
Yeah. Look, when I'm buying Silver Age books, my target range is a 4.0, 6.0 because it tends to be affordable. But this one, even in a low grade, it's still expensive. So I settled for a lower grade. This one's probably like a 2.5, 3.0.
Yeah, the thing about the Giants, and I think you'd agree with me, Collecto, because they're the square bound, the spines tend to wreck pretty fast if you're not careful with them.
Well, that particular book is a 96 pager.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that had those big staples that they ran through them.
Oh, I
And the
remember.
cover stock on that is considerably thinner. And that's why if you look there, you can run your finger, you can feel the staples right there.
Run
The
here,
secret,
one there.
the Secret
Wow.
Origins annual is the same way. The first Secret Origins annual is the same way.
So if you store that book bad, you can sometimes press that staple through the front page. So you got to be very careful. Now, I just got this book probably 2 or 3 days ago. Uh, was originally in my collection. I sold it. Now I'm happy to have it back. And it's one of my favorite early Silver Age Joker covers. That is Batman 148.
Oh, that is a good one.
Yeah. Batman finds out the identity of Joker finds out the identity of Batman.
Very cool.
Now, we've all heard about people having daddy issues. Now, Batman and Robin have mummy issues. Detective Comics 320.
Ah, Mummy, I get it now. Nice.
This time, you guys both know they were coming out with crazy covers and
Yes.
all kinds of strange things, which at the time probably wasn't very good for them to sell them. But today, they're actually quite amusing, and I think
people, that's actually quite a popular era for Batman collectors now.
yeah,
Well, they're charming. They're very,
Yes.
very charming books.
One of my favorite villains of all time is from that era, Dr. Double X. Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with him, Stephen, but
I've heard the name. I can't pull it up to my collective just cold.
Yeah, right now, me too, I'm
it's a
not
guy.
thinking
It's a
about
guy
it.
by the name of Dr. X, who has a machine that makes a powerful double of him, but the double has two X's, so he's known as Dr. Double X. And his first appearance is he's against Batman solo, and then a couple times he's in World's Finest against the two of them.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool.
Joker is my favorite villain. So a lot of the books I am going to show, they do have Joker covers. This is Detective Comics 341. Why isn't Batman answering Robin? Because there is no more Batman. It's a Joker.
Oh, nice.
That's when Infantino took over the covers. I mean,
Yes.
took over the art. And I love Carmen Infantino in The Flash, but it took me a while to warm up to him in Batman
I
because
don't like the way he draws the face.
I don't care for that. And then the other thing is that when they show them running, they don't even. I think Matt, who was it? Was it Moldoff still doing Batman until he basically then
Yes.
they shifted? I like the
right.
Moldoff so much better because it has that golden age feel to it.
Yes.
And even in the day when they shifted, and I love Infantino. I preferred the Moldoff to that.
Yeah, I think
I
Infantino
agree.
only did Detective and Moldoff did Batman,
No.
which is weird because Detective was 12 issues a year and Batman was 8.
But
So-
for me, whenever I look for Silver Age books, early Silver Age, Sheldon Moldoff is my go-to for Batman covers. Now, I always liked architecture,
I
because being in the construction business, it always fascinated me. So I am one person who would want the house that the Joker built.
that's cool. That is actually one of my favorite covers from this era.
I would if my wife would allow it, I would so want this in the front of my house. And that way,
Well, that's quite amazing brickwork there.
and
I've always
when the Jehovah's Witness is coming, you can have some snipers over there giving them warning shots.
Yes, but
Do you
don't
actually
want
still have Jehovah's Witnesses there?
we
I
get
haven't
them on
seen them in a
occasion.
while, but I'm sure they're still lurking around somewhere.
We get them on occasion in this area. There's a big Jehovah's Witness community near one of their Kingdom Halls is not far from my house.
Yeah, we probably have a couple of them in Montreal.
Second floor, Louis says, try getting that past the HOA. And I have to agree with him there.
In Montreal, one thing works no matter what you want to build: bribery. Anything with a thick envelope will pass anything here. Next, always loved the anniversary issues. This is Detective Comics 387. I like this one because you got the two Batman books here, and you got my two favorite villains right here.
Oh, the Penguin. Very cool.
Yeah. And this one happens to be also the last 12-cent issue. So for me, it's like a milestone because 12 cents ran so long. And this is the last 12-cent issue. Gotta follow the last 12-cent issue with the first 15-cent issue. So that's 388 Detective Comics.
Very cool.
Batman
And I
and Robin
noticed
on the
that
moon.
you'll notice too that they changed the trade dress because Batgirl started being in the book at the same time.
Yes, yes. I believe she has a backup story in this one.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, you could say, almost like the first Bronze Age. It's, even though it's 1969, as soon as I see 15 cents, to me, it's right away, it's bronze.
Mm-hmm.
Another Joker book. This one is another one that I had in my collection, and I'm happy to have bought it back, and that is Batman 159, The Great Clayface Joker Feud.
That's a very good book too. The Clayface Matt Hagen was such an interesting character.
Yeah, that's the.
But
Matt
I don't
Matt
think I don't think they used him enough.
No. This book, for some reason, I can never find it in a really nice grade. I always end up getting it like in a 3 to 4.0. There's always a creases on the corner. Eventually, I will upgrade it, but for now, I have this. I'm happy with this.
I like the fact that Batgirl is there too.
Batgirl and Batwoman is in the story too. Just they didn't put her on the cover. I don't know why. Now we got some humor. Jerry Lewis, number 97. In Alan's most recent top 10 Friday challenge, I showed the other 3 superhero crossovers, and I left this one out because I was going to use it today. And that is Jerry Lewis meets Batman and Robin.
Very cool.
1966.
And it's go-go checks.
Yes, the go-go checks. And based on kind of like the creativity of the Batman TV show, where how many times have you seen somebody on a table with either a saw blade or a laser or something?
Well, ever since Goldfinger came out, that was what, 64, Stephen, I think?
Yeah, 65, yeah.
Yeah, ever since that came out with the laser table in that one, that was copied. That became a thing, a trope for years afterwards.
So in case anybody is curious and they want to buy them, there's 4 crossovers to Jerry Lewis with DC characters, and that is Superman, Batman and Robin, The Flash, and Wonder Woman.
Welcome there, Comic Hinterlands. And yes, the go-go checks. I have a thing for go-go checks, and Alan thinks it's hilarious because, like, I'll look at a book and go, oh, it's got go-go checks. Okay.
I've heard some people were actually just trying to collect all the issues that the go-go checks had.
Yeah, that's quite the collection because by my count, it's 527 books.
Oh,
jeez Louise!
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, how long did that last? Like over a year or what?
Just over a year. I think 16
well,
months.
66 to 67.
Okay.
Yes, but I think it was April or May 66 to June 67 or something like that. But the fact is, like, to give you an example, there are 16 Action Comics because they always had monthly, and same with Adventure and Detective. They were always monthly. So you think about it, right off the bat, you got those titles right there. That's 48 books.
Okay.
16 times 3, and then you go, all the other titles and stuff. So
did World's Finest have go-go checks?
They did. I've got 6 of them. I've got 6 of the World's Finest.
I probably have some too because I just bought a bunch of World's Finest from the Silver Age. I'm gonna have to check.
It's just after the numbering for go-go checks starts just after the famous slap issue. It's not the slap issue itself, but I think it's 2 months after that.
Okay. So now there's this conspiracy that's been going on since the Golden Age that Batman and Robin are Dick Grayson and Bruce Wayne. I have proof that they are not, and that is right here. See?
Oh, that's a great cover.
Batman and Robin, Bruce Wayne, Dick Grayson sitting apart from each other. So there's no more conspiracy there. So we're still looking for the real Batman and Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm always a fan of kaijus, Godzilla, King Kong, anything giant. So, of course, I'm going to find a cover of Batman that has a giant Batman.
All very cool.
This is issue $362. Now this one is a little bit beat up, but I paid very little, so it's
That's
fun.
nice.
And go checks.
Go checks.
Okay, now whenever I see this book, there's a song that comes in my mind, and it's called "Lady in Red." Lady in Red. That is Detective Comics 456.
Very cool.
It's like she just stands out from the whole book.
Very cool cover. I've seen that one before, but it's been a long time.
Is that Ernie Chua?
Yes. She poisoned Bruce Wayne with poison lipstick. Now,
That's never happened before.
Never.
No, I never heard of that. Now, this is when I would say Batwoman decided to betray Batman and become a Catwoman, kind of. Issue 318.
Very cool. Which, of course, was during the period where the actual Catwoman was not being used.
Yeah, and I like the green cover background.
It is a nice looking book.
Okay, now this book is for Paul, Mr. McGroovy, because it has a lot of things that I know he likes, even though he's a Marvel guy. So this is a DC book that has things that I know he likes, and that is a Gene Colan cover and trains. So this is Detective Comics 532, one of my favorite Joker covers.
Oh, the Joker train one. I haven't seen that one in a long time.
Yeah.
That one's actually moving up in value.
It is. I was lucky. I got like a real, like this is probably like a 9.0 copy. I got it probably like $25.
Very cool. Yes. Comic Interlace, the crazy trade. That's true.
And I got 3 more books here. Now, there's a run in the Bronze Age where it's Marshall Rogers did the covers. I'm collecting all those. I love those covers. There's a 2-part Joker story, and that is the Joker Fish, and that is I have number 476. That's part 2.
The Sign of the Joker.
Yeah. I have the facsimile. I don't know if you're able to see it right there.
Yep.
47. That's the facsimile. So I'm waiting to get the original of that one, because this is not a cheap book in a high grade. Sorry.
That's a good looking cover right there. The Sign of the Joker.
I love that cover, because you see the 3 people dead that are there. They all got the Joker, that spray, the poison there.
The Joker venom, yeah.
Yeah. All right. And this is actually my last one here. Sorry. Anniversary issue, Batman 213. And that is the reprinting, also the origin of Clayface, the origin of Robin, the man behind the Red Hood, the origin of Alfred. So you got a bunch of classic stories in this one.
Very cool. Which Clayface? Oh, okay, it's Matt Hagen. I can see there now. Okay. Because sometimes they show the old one, Basil Carlo, that from the way back machine, but this one's the Matt Hagen one.
Yeah. So, and each of these books, if you are going to try and get them, they're really pricey. So getting one of these,
especially the Red Hood one now, that's just crazy.
That exploded as soon as they like repopularized Red Hood with what's his name, the Robin there, the Jason Todd.
Jason Todd, yes.
Yeah. So that probably brought that name Red Hood back to light. That's
very cool.
So,
all right. Hello, Chonko. Good to see you.
Hey, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
And well, I'm going to do mine real quickly right now. I brought some Avengers books because there's some fun ones here that I thought would just be neat to show up here. The first one I'm going to show, it was on my top 10. I wanted to get this book this year. This was Avengers 144, which was the first appearance of Patsy Walker as the Hellcat.
Mm.
I've been, trying to get this for a while. And I said, the only way I'm going to take the time to get it is put it on my top 10 list. And sure enough, by doing so, I took the time to look for it and found a decent copy for a decent price.
You got
eBay,
that at a show? You got
eBay
that at
or
a show or on eBay? Or my comic shop?
The real place, the Bell.
Okay.
This is one of the funniest books that I've ever had, but I didn't have it in my hilarious books because I had shown it before for the same reason. This is Avengers 239, where the Avengers meet David Letterman.
Okay.
I mean, come on. Isn't that nuts? It's just ridiculous. But the fact that, it's the first appearance of Dave Letterman in comics.
and go-go checks.
Go-go checks.
Oh, I didn't realize Marvel did the go-go checks also.
They
No,
don't.
that was just that was something they did as a
spoof.
Oh, okay.
that
Okay.
they did during this month that this book was printed. They did this thing called Assistant Editors Month, and all the titles had this, and they did something a little ridiculous with every title. And most of them got the go-go checks at the top, which is what caught my attention back in the day when they first came out. This one is pretty cool. This is Avengers 247. I like the cover. It's the Unimind, and it was an interesting book. And we've got the next one, 248, where it's raining Eternals, apparently. But there's no song there, They didn't go, it's raining Eternals, hallelujah. So, unfortunately, it doesn't really fit. So,
Are they all men, the Eternals, or there's a woman there too?
no, there's a couple with Cersei. The character Cersei was an Eternal.
Okay, so you can't use the song "It's
There's
Raining
one
Men."
too, who I don't remember. Yeah, I know. That's why it says we're raining Eternals. But if I remember correctly, Thanos is one of them. He's just the bad one that is off to the side. Here's a really cool Avengers 264, a really cool Yellow Jacket versus the Wasp. There's a new Yellow Jacket in town.
Okay.
And I just thought it was a really cool cover when I got it.
Nice.
And this here is Avengers 276, which is my favorite bearded Thor cover.
Oh, that's a cool one.
I just love that. It's, Avengers 280, where Jarvis gets the crap kicked out of him by one of their supervillains, and they're all upset for obvious reasons. Jarvis actually severely thinks about quitting with this one.
Can't blame him.
No, I can't blame him at all. And then this one here, She-Hulk joins the Avengers in 281. Another cool cover. And then here's 286, which is yet another cool She-Hulk cover.
Who's that monster?
It's some sort of android. I just don't remember the name of it.
Okay.
It says right on the tail, assault on an android on the thing. I know Ultron is ultimately behind it. And this one here, 287, What Lurks in the Lair of the Fixer. And the last one I'm going to show is Avengers 288, where the Avengers have gotten beaten by this Sentry. They call him the Sentry Sinister. It's pretty cool. I love Namor, Namor and Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau flying around. I just thought this was a cool one, and the Black Knight and Dr. Druid are defeated in the and being held by the capes. That must really hurt the neck, you would think.
Yeah. Well, it's like hanging.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I brought tonight, just for a little fun. And now we will go to Mr. Gentner himself, the man, the legend, the awesomeness.
Bringing on the heat.
You're very, very kind. The three empty spaces you see up there, I had pulled from this box that I keep various keys. I worked a long time to get this one to get
Oh,
a copy of
oh,
this book
wow.
in this
First
grade. It's
Batgirl.
very,
First,
very difficult. This is a very difficult book and a spendy book. But I do love this cover a lot.
that's a beauty.
That's a gorgeous one.
This is my copy of Detective Comics 359.
I love her. Go-Go checks. Some of the most expensive DC books are Go-Go checks.
Yeah.
First Poison Ivy, first Batgirl, and the first Return of the Catwoman Lois Lane, all Go-Go check books.
And the last of these that were, because there was Batman, is this. This is my copy of Batman 232.
9.8.
9.8. Wow.
Wow. How many of those are on the census?
Well, it's a newer book, but it's harder. It's really hard to get that high of a grade. For those books, so much.
I
But
believe it.
but then I have some keys up there that you all know them anyway. But here is the first Sinister Six. There's first Morbius. There's the first Mira. There's Cap 100. There's Cap 104. Is it 104 or 109? I think
it's
it's
109.
It's very, very white. There's the first Blue Beetle. There
Nice.
is the origin of Doctor Doom in the annual. Then a couple of this FF with the Galactus, and then here is Conan 1.
Very
Back in the day when I was collecting my first collection, I put together runs of all the DC characters that I loved, and one of them was the Atom. And from 1965 to 1988, everything that I collected went away in one shot. And because I made the commitment to go after Golden Age comics. And I figured that if I wanted to replace the Silver Age books, I could replace them after a fashion over a period of time. And the keys and all the very expensive books that they had served me in very good stead. And the reason why the dealer that wanted to trade with me was because the pendulum had swung to the Silver Age at that point. Everybody wanted those, and he specialized in Golden Age comics, and then I started building my Golden Age collection in 1988. And then in 1995, when I met Dave Alexander back in Timonium, Maryland, when we both became advisors to the Price Guide, he opened my eyes to Fox Features Syndicate and Fiction House, among others. And so then that increased my my view, because I was fixated on Alex Schomburg from 1988, and still, as far as that goes, I went on with that. So when I started to rebuild the silvers that I love because I grew up with them, I was very selective about which titles that I would go after. And I had Flash and Green Lantern, and I like Green Lantern, but I like Flash better, so I went after Flash. And then the various titles then that have now sort of presented themselves over the years, I was able to put together various ones. But one of the titles that I always loved was the Atom. And there are many reasons why. But the thing is that Gil Kane, who did a lot of early Mystery in Space with Adam Strange, he did a lot of everything. But it was always would depend upon who was inking him that made a huge difference. And the best inker that DC had, and one of the best inkers in the business, is Murphy Anderson. So I've said this many times, but Gil Kane can communicate movement. And whereas if you look at Hawkman #1, which is all Murphy Anderson, it's like a portrait. Okay, they are somewhat more static. They're beautiful pieces. I love it. I have Hawkman too, but it's, which I will show here at some point. But Gil Kane has a lot more motion. But with Murphy Anderson then putting his touch on the inks, it's the best of both worlds. So here is my copy. The first appearance of the Silver Age Atom is in Showcase Comics number 34. This is the Mohawk Valley copy of this book.
I can't see
That
the
is
grade because of the old label. What is that?
It's an 8.0.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
a beautiful book.
I mean, the color strike on, and one thing about me is I consistently, it's the colors on the covers that drive me. I would
Mhm.
much rather have a lower grade book that has beautiful cover colors than I would a structurally higher graded book that is faded.
Yeah.
Because it's just because it's how does the book present? That's why my mantra is buy the book and not the label. But this one I bought from Dan Greenalch, and I met Dan back at when he became an advisor as well. He was very disappointed with the 8.0. He says I'm convinced it's a 9, and I agree with
Mhm.
him. The edges are perfectly cut.
It
I
looks
have no
absolutely stunning.
so, and of course it has the Russ Heath advertisement. Russ Heath, the artist, did this piece for the comics for this Revolutionary War, the thins that they had, that you could blow them over, and I think the original artwork for that finally sold for some big chunk of money. So that was Showcase 34, and Showcase, as you know, was where the DC and Brave and Bold would basically try out different characters and would introduce them and showcase one in particular. That was 34. Yes, they are. Hello, K-pop. How are you? Nice to see you. This is issue number 35. This particular book was ballyhooed quite extensively in in-house ads. This particular cover, and the face on the Atom, and his just the way the layout of this is just it's beautiful, beautiful color. I like the big box 10-cent prices too.
Yeah. That's just when they became 10 cents. That's just right when they were switching to 12 cents.
Yeah. And they had it still only 10 cents for a while as well.
Yeah.
And here is showcase number 36. So these are the first three um, tryouts for the Atom in Showcase.
That by far one of my top 5 favorite ever covers for the Atom. It's just so it shows the proportions so well.
Yeah, that one is my favorite too.
So then after that comes the Atom number 1. There was a raw copy of Atom number 1 that Bob Storms, the dealer Bob Storms, I bought from him quite a bit. Good guy. And he said, I've got a copy of the Atom. It's a 9.2, and it will cost you $800. And I said, are you sure it's a 9.2? He says, I'm positive. And he says, but if you don't buy it now, I'm going to have it graded. And if you still want it, it'll cost you an extra $100. I said, well, go ahead. And he was right. And it came back a 9.2.
And that is one of the most evil looking scientists I've ever seen.
And he looks just like Gil Kane. All of his guys.
Oh my God,
all
he
are,
does. He does. At that time.
Gil Kane always made, but you see how the motion, you know? This
amazing.
one is this is a very, very difficult book to find as a number 1. And they didn't, in this day, if you'll see where it says July, there is no number 1. They didn't put number 1 on their books for their number 1s.
I know. I have the Fox and Crow, same thing. No number 1, but number 2 had it.
There is one book the superhero book that they did put number 1 on, and it was Hawkman number 1. Here is the Atom number 2. Here is the Atom. This is a tough book. This green cover is just really, really tough. It's the Atom number 3.
Oh, wow.
That's not the Clock King one, though. Is it?
No. Chronos. It's
sorry. It's Chronos, yes.
Here is the Atom number 4. Bouncing off of a pink pearl eraser.
I don't see these books too often for sale. Any of these, the number 1, 2, 3, 4.
Here is the Atom. This is the Atom number 5.
Nice.
Sorry, I apologize. I had to leave for a second. I just got a message about something. So
Here is a beautiful, beautiful cover. This is the Atom number 6. This beautiful purple cover.
that's another one of the beauties. The horse looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And Lau, in response to your demonizing Gil Kane does some good stuff. I have said that. My problem is that when he got older, he got lazy, and it doesn't look as good. With
His lines are all blown out. He doesn't finish his work.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorites, one of my favorite covers in the entire Silver Age is this next book. I love this book. I've loved it since the very first time I saw it. It is the Atom number 7 featuring Hawkman.
That's a good one.
And I love the fact that they start doing this and they start making them into good friends. Sort of like Hal Jordan and the Flash, you know?
Mm-hmm, Barry Allen. So then I have this one. Whenever I would see these, and you'll notice the 12 cent is a rather odd
Size.
fitment there, but whenever this is one of these books that I would buy it, and if I thought it was a nicer book, then I would buy it. I have another one, another high grade copy.
Oh, beauty.
Yeah, those are beauties, man.
And then finally, I got fed up with it, and I bought a 9.6 white pager of it.
I got fed up, so I really went.
Yeah.
Well, at some point, and but a 9.6 white pager on this is an unbelievably high grade for. So now we go. That's number 7. Here is the Atom, beautiful red cover. Atom number 8.
That's the first Dr. Light, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
All right.
That's a fantastic red cover. Red covers are hard to pull off, like to make it look really appealing.
The red and the yellow and the orange. It really pops. And you'll notice that the 12 cent is back to the way it's supposed to be.
Yes.
It wasn't that way on that number 7. I've never understood why exactly that happened.
I don't think I've ever seen that kind of 12 cent on any other book
The
before.
font that they use. It's odd how those things happen. This is the Atom number 9. It's a November date, and it has a date stamp of August 22nd, which I love having date stamps when they're placed correctly, like that.
I have actually bought with the choice with 2 copies in front of me, and the price wasn't that much different. But I've actually bought the worst looking copy because it had a date stamp, and I would rather have a date stamp than that it just has that extra history.
As long as it personalizes the book itself.
Yeah.
Here is the Atom number 10. Here's a beautiful green. Look at the green on this one, guys. I love green covers. This is the Atom number 11. Look at this boy.
Yes.
Isn't that? It's an inch thick.
You have to wonder if, seeing the guy with the magnifying glass, and hopefully the Atom doesn't get burned like ants do under the magnifying glass. It's with the beam, the way the guy is looking with the beam, it kind of made me think of that.
And this is the Atom 12.
I like that one.
That's very nice. Now, I've read all these because I have a collection. I have one of those showcase black and white collections of the Atom. But I don't remember the story to that one too well. How he ended up in the gun.
This is the Atom number 13, and it is an incredible purple cover. Look at this one. Aren't these beautiful books?
They
Yes.
are.
Now this is the Chronos. This would be the first Chronos, then, eh?
No, this is another one. 3, I
Oh,
think,
really?
is the first.
Oh,
And
really?
there is a date stamp, April 2nd, 1964. Yeah, April 2nd, 1964. So in 1964, I was still I was still 10 when this came out.
Yeah. Purple is the best color for DC books. I find that some of like in the Silver Age, the other colors on top of purple just really pop like this. You've got your other colors, the yellow, the green, the blue, the red, all look so good because of the purple background.
Finding these with the full color strike is a trick. I assembled these atoms. I assembled the vast majority of these back in the probably 89, 90, 91 vintage area. You're so right, K-pop. Here is issue number 14.
Revolt of the Uniform.
Huh.
Hell, he wears it all the time. No wonder it's revolting.
Yes. You should get. Well, to be fair, it's kind of hard to because when it gets big, right, it disappears. It's hard to see it to put it in the washing machine.
This book, I believe, this book was I bought this from Harley, and this was $140 at the time that I bought it.
Mm-hmm.
Here is another beautiful purple cover. This is issue number 15, and the villain looks just like Gil Kane again.
He does. Like seriously, the guy who in the comments who said he did use the mirror there. I think it was. Yeah, here we go. I think Gil used the mirror a lot. I think Hinterlands. You're right.
And I think deep down he wanted to be a villain because, I mean, he keeps on putting himself on the villain.
Hell, he is a villain.
Yeah.
Here is the Atom number 16 with Gil Kane ironing out the Atom.
Well, he does look pressed.
Very pressed.
I guess now the uniform isn't as bad because it's been pressed and steamed.
Here is issue number 17. You don't see a whole string of these all very often.
Honestly, I've never seen anybody on YouTube showing all those.
Here
I have
is
to say that was one that he was exhausted. How? Because he was tired.
here is issue number 8. Here is issue number 18.
And that looks like Gil Kane again.
Getting punched out.
Takes it right in the chin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hole in the
Although-
wall.
Getting him
Although
back
that
for
guy looks-
ironing him.
That that guy looks more like Hal Jordan though.
I have 2 of these. This one was a whopping $70. But look,
Wow.
this was from Bob Storms. I mean, look at this, the colors on this cover. Marvel Comics did not have the same amount of color. Generally.
No, but a part of it was probably the fact that Martin Goodman was too cheap to use the extra colors.
It's true. I have a couple of these. This is where Zatanna was the guest star. This is issue number 19, is it?
Yes, and that's part of the original Zatanna storyline, right?
3-parter, yeah.
Yeah.
The first being Hawkman 4.
Yes. And then Green Lantern had one of them.
I think World's Finest had the last. I have 2 of these.
No, Justice League was the one that finished it.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. Here is issue number 20. Look at the colors on this one.
Beautiful.
Aren't these fun?
I like the flash off the pistol.
Well, the green striped tie. But if you look at the revolver, those things, they can't be bigger than a 22. I mean, the hole in the bore is so small. That's my eye. This was a tough one to find. It's just some books are more tough than other ones. This is number 21.
Gil Kane sending his cat after the Atom.
Yeah.
Flake off. If I go, my secret goes with me. Flake off.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Kitty Kane.
This one is a departure in style, and it's a cool cover. This is issue 22.
Another
Those
good
bats.
The Bat Knights of Darkness.
Darkness.
Okay.
It's an entire culture. That's their Air Force. They're on bats.
This is beautiful. Here is issue number 22. Here's a 23. This is 23.
The Thief with a Tricky Toy. That a Jack in the Box with a clown? Oh.
Here you go. Here is issue number 24. Go checks.
Yeah.
May of 66. So it's probably out in April of 66.
Yeah.
One
Such a
question,
cute-
Stephen. I know we're making fun of Gil Kane like drawing himself on the covers, but all these villains, is it the same character or is it all different?
No,
All different.
they're all
okay,
different.
that makes it even more weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is issue number 25. Here is another just killer green cover. Look at this.
Okay, yeah, that's that green with the yellow circles around. Wow.
Isn't it killer?
It's amazing. Again, that's one of my favorite covers for the Atom.
Here is issue number 26.
Go checks again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Here's another green cover. Here's issue number 27.
The Panther. Very
Mhm.
cool.
Was a cool cat.
He really was.
Just ask him.
I will. You have to ask him if he's a Florida Panther or Carolina Panther.
Were these Atom comics like low print runs?
I don't believe so. I don't know if they were necessarily as much. Go ahead.
Because I don't see them. Because I really, honestly, I don't see these out in the wild. I don't see too many
I
of them.
think that it's not that the print runs were lower, it's that I think people bought less of them
Mm-hmm.
overall, and that's why they're harder to find. Because also, the people that Adam is more of a I don't want to say, but he's a niche collection.
Yeah.
There's more people that collect Batman, Superman, Avengers, other characters than the Atoms, so there's not as many out there that have been set aside.
This is 28.
Kronos again, very cool.
Mm.
And I agree with Lewis. I've seen a lot of low grades of these. They tend to end up in the $5 bins a lot, but they're really low grade. So
Here's issue number 29, which features the original Atom.
and by now he's actually super powered. He's not just a little guy anymore.
Here's
Well,
another one of the.
Atom was in the Super Friends cartoon in the later seasons, right?
That's correct. He
Okay,
was in
because
the,
I remember, because that's the first time I ever heard of Atom was in the Super Friends.
Here is number 30.
Nice.
very nice.
Here is Atom number 31.
Another Hawkman team up. And I love the fact that as I was alluding to, they become friends. Don't they combine the two into one title at the end?
You will see.
Mm,
I'm giving
Yeah,
you the
'cause-
full. I'm giving you the full Cook's tour here.
very
Okay.
cool.
Here is issue 32.
Nice.
And here is issue number 33.
And Bug Boy came back. I don't know his name, but he looks like he's got insect eyes. So
Here is 34.
now that looks more like Guy Gardner. So that actually doesn't look like Gil Kane.
Here is 35.
Very cool. I don't think though. Would you think those tweezers could hold his weight, especially if he's at his 180-pound?
It's all real.
I know.
Here is issue number 36. This is a big book with the other Adam.
So cool.
Red cover.
I love the fact they brought the Earth 2 heroes back, the Golden Age ones. Just loved it.
I'm really impressed with this series.
Here is issue number 37. And this is the last issue of the run. It's issue number 38.
What a beaut.
Then we go to issue 39, and the Hawkman has stopped and is now joining, and it's Adam and Hawkman, number 39. Joe Kubert cover.
It's neat how they bring over Kubert because he was doing Hawkman.
This is a classic cover, this one. This is Adam and Hawkman number 40. Check this out.
Hinterlands is saying that was Mike Sikowski.
No, I think it's Kubert. I may be wrong. I thought it was Kubert.
Well, now there's a mystery. Oh, he's saying on the scuba diving cover.
Oh, yes, I think that was Sikowski. Yes.
Okay.
You can see the difference. You saw the difference in style. I don't think that this one was inked as well. Look at this.
Okay, yeah, now that he says that makes sense because it doesn't look like a cane.
He's absolutely right. And at the time, I have this because I had to have the full run.
Mm-hmm.
As the covers go, this one is not as much.
No.
But if you got the run, sometimes you have to take the good with the bad.
And that's
or
why
the bad with the good. Here is issue number 41.
R.I.P. the Atom.
Here is issue number 42.
That is one of the best covers of this era.
I love this cover. Here is issue number 43. I love this cover. With the Gentleman Ghost.
Yes, and he started as a Hawkman villain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, okay. He became a Batman villain for some later after this.
Yeah, I thought he was a Batman villain. I didn't know he was there. Okay.
Here is issue 44.
When did he first appear?
In the Golden Age.
Flash
Really?
Comics. It was in Flash Comics. I can't remember which. And the last issue and the end of what I have here is Adam and Hawkman number 45.
And that's not Zatanna in her new outfit, is it? Because
I don't think so.
She was still wearing the old one then. It wasn't until the mid-70s, I think, she changed. But it's a good-looking cover.
So that is my run of the Atom.
Very impressive,
K-pop
Stephen.
made a comment before you sold that, said, love me some old witches or wizard-looking people. So that was a great run, Stephen. Actually, that run of Atom, Gardner Fox really really outdid himself writing it. It was an absolute treat to read that story, to read that series, and the art is actually pretty good with that. When Anderson works with Gil Kane, it makes it look really good.
But I think that I think that the standard, one of the things too is that they had an editor that required them to do what they needed to do. There
Yeah.
was a hierarchy involved. So when Stan Lee was at Marvel, the quality of the Marvel books was what he was doing. And the same thing was true when Julius Schwartz was at DC, and
Mm-hmm.
that they had overarching control, and they would control much like the old movie studios would,
Mm-hmm.
where they would talk if it was an MGM movie, it was a Warner Brothers movie, if it was a Selznick production or whatever it was, that you knew what you were going to get with a Warner Brothers picture, you knew what you were going to get with an MGM
Yeah.
or Paramount, and it was because they controlled it. And then when the stars got so big that could tell everybody what to do, the quality of movies became hit and miss all the time. When they didn't have the studios controlling the quality and content, the actual quality and content suffered from it. Some are better than others, but when they had all these collaborations and all this other stuff and trying to get a star in and all this stuff, if they weren't playing ball, there was a problem. And this is the same thing that happened when in comic books, where the writer or artist had the rights and they would come in and they would say what was going to happen rather than having someone say this really isn't what we want to do. That's why the product and the quality of the product of Marvel and DC and of course Dell, but all of that, and Archie, okay, all of those were consistent in the Silver Age of comics because there was an overarching control, and with the Comics Code Authority, you were guaranteed to have a story where good triumphed over evil with variation, and it basically required them to work harder to make the stories more interesting for the younger readers. And I think that it was a benefit for that. And since I grew up and I started collecting comics in 1960, it was aimed right at me,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed it no end. And so, but you have the Atom, and also the interpersonal relationships in DC as opposed to Marvel. Marvel was nothing but conflict and soap operas and misunderstanding and crying and weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth. Where with DC, you had people that had their acts together and they interacted with one another in a positive fashion. And that's one of the things that made a difference to me with DC and Marvel for that very reason, was that DC Comics had guys that were not absolutely basket cases of problems. Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Thor. Stan Lee never met a character he couldn't make problems for.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Stephen and Mike, both of those were great presentations tonight. I love Batman. I love the Atom. I really appreciate you guys coming tonight and joining us. If you're watching this on the rerun, I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed having to get to see this live. And of course, if you've been here live, thank you for joining us. There's no Tuesday night show this week. My wife is having a birthday, so we're going to skip the week on a Tuesday show, but we will be back the week after with Uncle Griff as the guest. He's got a new channel out there, and he was looking to come on and show me some of his books that he likes, and I'm very happy to have him come on and show it. He's given me a little bit of a preview, and I can tell you guys are going to enjoy it. Thank you all for coming tonight. Really appreciate you being here. If you're not doing anything, go check Brittany out on Comic Showcase Shop. She's doing a live show just after this. Thank you all very much for joining me tonight. My name's Matt. I like comics, and I hope you do too.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
See ya.